Hi everyone. I watched The Matrix last night and I want to talk about the takeaways that I found. First is that whenever we're in desire or emotions such as fear, worry, anxiety, escape, anytime that we're in these, we are easily controlled. Whenever we're in fear, we're easily controlled and manipulated, and we're back in the illusion of things, and we can spin out in chaos. The difference between desire and following that heart yearning is that desire is going to be motivated from escape. I want to feel better. I want to stop this pain. I want to eat to make it feel better. I want to drink to have fun and relax and let go of all this pain. I want to escape in some way. But when we're following love, it's a deep burning inside, deep in our belly, that is always there. And the heart yearning for connection is a lot different than the desire for someone out of lust or out of attachment. And so that deep burning love inside of us is truth. It's always going to be there, and it's never going to change. And it leads us on. It's a burning desire to reach out to people and take risks that we wouldn't normally take because we're motivated from love. And that is our power place, and that is where we aren't controlled. That's where we're free. So when we're following that deep heart love connection for higher self, for God, for connection, for union, for unity, that is the place. And when our heart is yearning for us to do something or serve in a certain way, but we're scared of it, that is what to follow, not the fear of it. And that's our power place. So that was one takeaway. And the other takeaway is that a lot of times when we start waking up, we question our sanity. We see things from a new perspective, from a new way that we've never seen it before, and it's easy to feel crazy. And that's when we go into doubt. And then we're back in the illusion. Then we're back in anxiety. We're back in fear. And so to really stay on top of that, because we will start following that heart yearning, and then we'll start taking risks, and then we'll think, am I crazy? And that's where we get back into listening to that voice of doubt, listening to that, this is just an episode you're having. This is a conspiracy theory. This is just your crazy imagination. But honestly, imagination can take us out of the illusion, out of the control matrix. That can be the first thing that takes us outside of ourselves, outside of time. And so really pay attention to where you're coming from. When you start taking risks, our ego, our small self, wants to come in and say, this is nuts. You're losing your mind, you're losing your sanity. And as we start waking up, we have that thought a lot, but it's just a thought that leads to an emotion that gets us back into our small self, or gets us back into the illusion. And so that was number 2 takeaway for me, is that Neo was going to a counselor that was saying, you're just having an episode, when really he was waking up to the actual truth of reality. And so this is just there are so many layers to this, but these are the 2 main takeaways for me. And I love these movies because they are meant to wake us up, meant to shake us up. And these are 2 powerful messages that I really walked away with. And anybody that watches this movie that is already starting to be, red pilled, it progresses that. And it's hard to walk away from this without a new perspective and without awakening happening in some form or fashion. On the other hand, I do want to mention that if, for those of you that are already in a higher frequency, you'll feel a bigger divide between you and other people. You might start to feel like, am I invisible here? Is anybody really hearing and seeing me? And that's pretty common. When you are resonating at such a high vibration, such a high frequency, it is hard for people that are at the 3D frequency to see and hear. And that's completely normal, and just keep following that heart yearning, that heart fire inside, and just stay in knowing, because the divide is getting bigger and we are feeling it, and it's easy to judge that and to, take a few steps back and go, I'm not connecting with people anymore. I feel disconnected in a new way. I feel invisible. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. And that's not the case at all. Just keep shining your light, keep shining your unique abilities, and keep following that heart calling rather than desire. And it is difficult. And the movie so accurately portrayed how difficult it is and how easy it is to get sucked back in. Many of us are struggling with addictions, attachments, and these, seemingly impossible tasks right now, like the narcissist codependent dynamic, everywhere we go. And many of us are feeling like we're falling back into addictions. I know personally I've done that, but it's because we are mastering these. We're mastering money, we're mastering everything that we have, all the junk around money. We are mastering the power struggle between the narcissist, the codependent. We are working through these things, and we are mastering them. We're breaking out of the attachments of them. We are letting go of the roles that we've identified with. And so it's easy to feel like we are going backwards or we're falling into these things, but we are really just alchemizing and transmuting them in real life, in real time. And then we're stepping outside of time as we release them. And so, wow, it's a beautiful, sometimes chaotic, sometimes crazy, and sometimes magical, most of the time magical journey and process that we're all going through. And so just keep stepping into that beautiful self, that higher self, that knowing, and just stay there. And we are all in this together.